What's up, guys? Nate here. I still have cards out from a middleman service from October 2020. And on top of that, I got my other order from December 2020 back before that. This was like almost a year ago now. And so, yeah, there's a lot of people having the same experience. People are hearing the PSA news about them getting caught up with the backlog and a lot of their new services opening up. But, there's still cards in 2020 that are still out there. We're going on 2 years now. And yeah, I just want to share with you guys an article that I saw on E4 the other day. E4 is a great place for people to communicate and interact with the Pokemon hobby. Let me actually go ahead and show you this right now. This is the actual website here, E4. As you can see, there's plenty of good info here. Lots of topics, general section, market, articles, collecting, grading, and buying. Bunch of different popular threads, latest stuff. I mean, it's just a really cool website. Be sure to check it out in the description below. One of my favorite places to linger for the hobby. But what I want to show you is actually this little post here. So this post was posted 2 days ago talking about outstanding PSA orders with Ludkin's collectibles. Now, this isn't targeting Ludkin's or PSA. What happened in 2020 was just so unprecedented. I don't want any bad juju on any company that's being talked about here. This example just happens to show this, and I myself was through Ludkin's USA as well. So yeah, let's just jump right in. I just want to preface it by just saying you're not alone if you have cards still out from 2020. And hopefully this can ease your mind a little bit. I know it's frustrating, but yeah, we just need a little update here. So Black Belt 172 started off, he kind of felt the same way. He felt the topic needed its own separate topic as it mostly gets buried. And there are a lot of topics like this that just have good content within them, but they just get covered up by other stuff. He has 3 bulk and 1 economy subs totaling over 1,100 cards that were submitted between 2020 December and February 2021. And currently they are showing grading in Ludkin's tracker. Now, for me, I've had 2 orders. One of my orders was October 2020. I want to say that was about 300, 400 cards. Another order was December. It was a little less amount, maybe 200, 300, but the quality of the cards was a little higher. I did actually get my December order back last November, in November 2021. And I'm still waiting on the October order. So moving on down, SM Pratt says there are many members, myself included, on the same boat. I have a couple orders from early 2021 that are still in grading. Middleman tiers are not the same as retail. So middleman tiers are totally separate from the retail, what you're seeing PSA update. That could mean a bunch of things. That could mean they're off to the wayside because they have cheaper rates. PSA is focusing on their retail sections and then maybe doing like 1 box of backlog a day. Who knows? So it's just totally separate, and you have to understand that. Yeah, he says right here, they just aren't prioritized, and that's true, unfortunately. They're trying to get this vibe of reopening, getting their tiers back open. So it's basically, to me, in a first in, last out basis. And I'm going to go over that after I cover all this article because I made a couple points here. So let's just go ahead and go through, see what everyone else's situation is. November 2020, UK order and still waiting. I have 3 orders still at Ludkin's. November 2020, December 2020, March 2021. Let's move on down here. February 2nd to March 8th, 4 orders in that time period. 2 small orders with Ludkin's, February 2021, March 2021. Just moved a QA check. Let's see. November 2020, QA2 gang. Still waiting on an order from December 2020. Been a QA check for the last few months. Really pretty horrible how PSA has screwed middleman orders in the backing. Now, yeah, that I understand. I mean, I really wish they would have waited opening up these other tiers before they got all this, stagnant product out of their system. That's what's really been frustrating most people. They're seeing people excited that they're getting their, economy orders back that are supposed to take 2-3 months, but they're actually only taking 1 or 2. which is great, but you still have these cards from 2020. So what's the problem? All right, let's see. Pretty sure someone will get the $18 per card back sooner than Graded Gem or Ludkins. Yeah, I mean, that's possible. And like I said, no hate on Graded Gem or Ludkins. A lot of this is out of their control. I mean, the only thing that they have that's in their control is when they get the cards back. You know, they're probably getting a ton of cards back. It might take them some time to sort them, but they're very transparent with their tracker, especially Ludkins. You know, I can only speak for Ludkins because that's what I use, but their tracker updates, and, you know, it's real. If you, like, send them a message like, hey, I paid my upcharges, 3 months ago, shouldn't I be getting the package? And then they'll say, like, well, we still haven't received it back from PSA yet. So they're very transparent. I mean, it matches their tracker, and there's really not much else you can do. So let's go ahead and skim through these. You can see the specific article. I'm going to link it below, but I'm not going to read every one of these. But yeah, lots of good stuff here on E4. Let's keep going. October 2020, still grading. That's the boat I'm in. I have an October 2020 order out. My October 2020 sub arrived to my house 80 days after I given notice of upcharges. Now, that's about where I'm at now. So this video in August, right now when I'm recording this, I received my upcharges for the October 2020 order in May. So like early May. So if you think about June, July, August, that's about 3 months. That'll be about 90 days. So according to this post, about middle or end of August, I should be getting my cards back if it's according to Candle's timeline. So we'll see how it lines up with that. But going down here, there's a lot of good stuff here from 4th Star. So I highly recommend reading all this. Now, this guy, NP Pokemon, hey, that's me. So here's a breakdown of my stuff. Like I said, order number 1, mid-October, I was notified of upcharges in May of this year. So that is a year and a half. Notified of shipment, still waiting. Maybe my future grandkids will get them. Who knows? So here's the order that actually completed, though. Order number 2, I sent in early December 2020, so nearly 2 months after, and notified of upcharges November 9th, 2021. So just shy of a year, and I got notified that they shipped them to me, and then I received them about a year later. So a year for a whole process of a box that was in the backlog. And I went on to say grading was the longest process. It's the same for both of these orders. My first order was in grading since like this time. They were both in grading pretty much at the same time. And yeah, here are some of my theories. So this is the part that I want to talk about here at the end of the video. Just kind of give you my theories of why this is happening still, why we're still seeing this problem. So let's go up here. Let's just highlight this whole comment right here. All right, my theories are PSA has still been doing first in, last out. And I went on to say it's odd that my second order came back already. So if you see my second thing here, PSA opened new buildings at the time. So right around December of 2020, PSA made an announcement that they were opening up new, not headquarters, but new buildings. I think they acquired some in New Jersey, if I'm not mistaken, and somewhere else. But essentially, all these orders were going to the original PSA place. Now, with new orders going to this new place, I think that, the last box getting to the first area of PSA is the last box to leave. So it was either, the October orders got in there and they got buried, or if it's like this, any new box they got, that was the last one out. However, I think there's just so many boxes and storage problems that this isn't the case. I just think they're just grabbing whatever box and just getting it out there, not really prioritizing the speed or order. Because think about it, October boxes, if you set a box down and you just keep getting boxes, you just stack them up. You don't even have time to like go through the boxes. So the October orders are probably deep in, the orders. And December of 2020 orders were towards the front, easy to grab. So that's what I think happened there. And you have the situation where a new area opened, like this new headquarters, this new PSA grading station, and any orders that went there, even though they might be later, like January 2021 or December 2020, they didn't have a giant stack of boxes so they could get to those orders faster as they were coming in. So that's my theory as on how some people's like older orders or my second order came before my first. I just think it's really random. They're just doing what they can and just getting whatever cards they can out there. And, maybe that has something to do with it. So there wasn't really a timeline. It was somewhere between November and December where they opened up that new area. So you just kind of had to get lucky and maybe your box went to the new spot so it could be seen faster. That's just kind of my 2 cents. I really have no idea if any of that's true, but it would make sense to me. Let's see what my other points are. Orders that showed up first at the new place got done before the old place sees the light of day. So that's just kind of what I explained. Ludkins waits until every member of the order has paid their upcharges to pay PSA. Now, I don't know if that's true, but like I said, I paid my upcharges back in May. So usually when that happens, you would assume PSA would release the cards and that they're done with the cards. They're just waiting for payment to release them back to the customer, being Ludkins in this case. So that's what I'm wondering about, because I'm sure Ludkins pieced in a ton of orders and they notified me of upcharges in May, which I immediately paid. But what if someone had more upcharges than me and they didn't pay them? Are they just waiting for everybody to pay Ludkins so that Ludkins can then pay PSA and release the cards? It's going on 3 months now. It's just quite the process. And, it's hard for a company to have a policy where they just pay it and they just hold the cards themselves, because that's a lot of capital up front where you can't sell the cards because they don't belong to you and you can't send them back because they haven't paid upcharges. So is there a policy in place for that? I don't know. PSA obviously has a policy. They hold the cards until the upcharges are due and then they send them back. And a lot of times with that stuff, I know with like insurance documents and stuff like that, you have to hold them for like 7 or 10 years before them even to be, not valuable anymore. So I wonder if they could implement a system like that with the PSA graded cards. Maybe they hold them on for 7 years, but that's a lot of capital up front and you won't be seeing any of that back until you can sell off some cards in 7 years when they go unclaimed. And yeah, there's just all kinds of weird legal stuff with that I am not sure about, but you think there'd be something in place to some extent. Many people involved in one or more orders, so time of upcharges and next move could be lengthened. So that's just kind of what I explained. Ludkins is getting the same pounding getting back cards that PSA had. This is essential. Just think about how locked up PSA became receiving all those orders. A lot of those orders are going back to Ludkins and they're going to have the same problem. But hopefully they've been given enough time to prepare where they can kind of stay on top of it. As they get a box in, they just really got to crank through it and get those cards sorted. So yeah, that's essentially all I wanted to cover, guys. My theories on the situation, and most importantly, show you guys that you're not alone if you still have cards out there from 2020. So it's really unfortunate that this is still happening, but we'll get there. It's slowly but surely improving, and I highly recommend you guys check out E4 Pro Boards. I'll send a link in the description, as well as the description, or the link in the description for this specific conversation I'm breaking down here. This video is going on too long, but yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.